Allah Imla, Allahayna, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah, Hamashiach, Wa Malakia, Bahashim, Harawat, Wakakwarash, Barakatham, the water Baba Ba, Wakwam Yasharala. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who teach us daily, and to the men out there teaching the likewise doctrine of Sayyid Shalom. They be gonna get into a video with this I think his name is Hashid Bosun, something like that. He's a Ishmaelite who's always bringing out the truth about America and Esau Edom. And he stated in in the recent video about to watch that the government is trying to provoke you, which we've been saying for years. They want to get you to rise up so they can lock you down, justify martial law, and blame you for it. This is what's coming down the pipe for America because they are, if you hadn't noticed the pattern, they are relentlessly going out of their way to piss off citizens. They're going out of their way to try to start a civil war. They're going out of their way to try to start a world war. And you know what? The Lord is going to give Esau exactly what he wants, just so he can put him back in his cage. It's beautiful. But we all got to go through this, what's coming down the pipe. So I hope that you all use wisdom in what's coming. I hope y'all refer to the scriptures and remember who your enemy is and why he's doing this, because this man's trying to steal back the birthright just like he stole everything else. He wants to take it by force. And that's exactly what the Lord going to allow him to do, just for him to fail in the end. Therefore, he will have nobody to blame for his situation, captivity, but himself. He's going to have to live with 1,000 years of regret. That's something I don't even think Esau can live with, regret. Because he's going to look in the mirror one day while he's in captivity and realize he's in that condition because it's his own fault. Well, it's the Lord's will, but it's still going to be Esau's fault that he's in that situation, because had you not been so wicked towards the Lord's people, then you wouldn't be in chains. The Lord would not be justified to punish you, just like he was justified to punish us because we was going off. So the Lord had to do something about it. And you know what? He's about to do something about you Edomites as well. So before we get into the video, let's get the copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Let me get this. All right, now let's go ahead and watch the video. All right, the name of this video is Esau Wants Total Chaos in Babylon by Provoking Us Israelites, so he has a valid reason in deleting us. Exactly. We've been telling you this for years. That's why ICE is on the scene. He wants to pick a fight with you just so he can be justified for doing wickedness against you.
Secretary Mullen said that his goal was to get the department off the front page of the news. Well, you're back on the front page now. ICE agents shot and killed 2 more innocent people in broad daylight. In both cases, the people they shot and killed weren't even the people they were looking for. In both cases, they shot and killed people who were on their way to work in front of their families. How many more innocent people have to be killed in broad daylight? How many more children have to watch their parents shot to death by masked men too cowardly to show their faces? When will this madness stop? When he took his position, Secretary Mullen said that his goal was to get the department off the front page of the news. Well, you're back on the goddamn front page now with 2 innocent people gunned down in broad daylight. Nothing has changed. Nothing.
He's right. Nothing has changed because these two gentlemen, they're of the Northern Kingdom. And Esau hasn't changed. He's still that same wicked man. He's still that same base man of wicked devices. Let's get a scripture real quick. Because here you go. He said something that was very key. Let's go to Psalms chapter 55, verse 19. And it reads, Yahweh shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old, Salah, because they have no changes. Therefore they fear not Yahweh. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He has broken his covenant. Yeah, he shot these people for no reason. Verse 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than the oil, yet they were drawn swords. That's Esau right there. He always talking calmly about death, murder, and destruction.
Nothing has changed. It is total chaos.
That's like I've been telling you for a long time. These ICE agents, these mercenaries, this goon squad, these slave raiders, they're trying to provoke you. That's what they're doing. And the power structure is trying to provoke you. And if you're paying attention, you'll see that there's a campaign running right alongside these escalating ICE attacks, a social media campaign that's trying to incite you to violence, trying to incite you to revolution, to rise up, to fight back, on and on. They hope you will. I'm telling you, they hope you will. That's exactly what they want you to do. You need to understand that when someone provokes you, it doesn't matter, in any given scenario, when someone provokes you, they are trying to dictate your options to you. You understand? They're making moves precisely to try to draw you into making the counter moves that they want you to make. In boxing, you've got strikers and you've got counter punchers. You have fighters who excel at and who specifically train to be counter punchers. Means they set you up to throw a punch because they are trained in how to deliver their most powerful punches in that moment right after you throw your punch. And typically the state, like I say, any state is most powerful as a counterpuncher. They're baiting you to throw your punch because they've got that counterpunch already loaded up, ready to go, locked and loaded. So I'm saying
that's why Trump was so much in a hurry to get alligator Alcatraz off the ground because he thought that the revolution was going to come sooner. He already knew what he had to do because the knockoffs over there in our land is telling him what to do. This is how you destroy a country. They should know because Israel is in ruins right now. So that's one thing they know how to do. They know how to destroy. And Trump is following the same playbook. You got to remember what this man is about to do to you. This man is about to set you up and get bombed and run his punk ass off to a bunker. Just like Benjamin Netanyahu. He set his people up to die. That's exactly what Trump's about to do to you.
your responses are predictable, and your responses have been predicted, and they're counting on you acting exactly according to that programming, because they're the ones who programmed you. Like I said before, this is a win-win for them. It's a win-win for the state. If you fight, then they can crack down, and if you lay down, then there's no resistance to cracking down.
Exactly. But see, it's not a win-win for Esau because that's when the Lord gonna step in and kick his ass and put him in chains.
So they can just do whatever they want. This is win-win. And you have no reference point. You have no framework. You have no well of moral, cultural creativity that could give you any other way to proceed. You don't know what else to do because your structures are all empty facades. So the outcome, I'm afraid to say, is a foregone conclusion. See, this is the part where the trauma comes in because you were raised on a fallacious set of empty principles about rights and about virtues and about democracy and the power of the people and whatnot, and you know, the American dream and so forth. So it's going to be hard for you. It's going to be hard for you to come to terms with the reality of having no options. Look, thousands upon thousands, no, millions, millions upon millions of Americans have been crushed under the tank tread of the American system while calling out to their star-spangled idols to try to intervene for them or rescue them. Meanwhile, it's Uncle Sam himself that's steering that tank over the soft bodies of the vulnerable in America.
And who's Uncle Sam? Esau. He's right.
There is so
We can come out of this. Yeah, we've been telling y'all this for years. This man is trying to get you to rise up so he can lock you down, blame you for it. And I don't know why Esau, this is a symptom of delusion. Esau thinks just because he lies on you, the Lord ain't gonna get him. He thinks the Lord is stupid. He thinks he can gaslight and use all kind of psychological tactics to get out of his punishment. When the Lord set you up to do the wickedness so he can be justified to kick your ass. So all that gaslighting, all that placing blame is not going to get you out of your judgment, Esau. If anything, you are earning your judgment by being a liar, a thief, a murderer. Just cutthroat. Words, your wordplay is not going to get you out of your judgment if that's what you're thinking. You can't finesse the Lord, homie, if that's what you're thinking. So let's get some scriptures. Matter of fact, let's go to Sirach chapter 9, verse 18. See, Trump talking all this big shit to these other countries, which they see right through because they know that he dodged the draft 5 times. So you can't be too tough. Matter of fact, you talking about doing all this shit to Iran, bet. Give him and all these politicians that's talking the same shit, get him a pair of boots and get him a rifle, drop them off in Iran and tell them good luck. I bet you they won't budge because they're cowards. 5 times draft dodger, and now all of a sudden he tough. Boy, sit down. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 9, verse 18. A man of an ill tongue is dangerous in his city, and he that is rash in his talk shall be hated. I got another one. Where is it? This is the book of Psalm, yeah, chapter 55. What is it? Verse 3, because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me. Yeah, they cast iniquity on you. They blame you for shit that you ain't do. Because Esau needs an enemy, even if he has to lie and make one. Look how he been lying on Russia for over 60 years. Always blaming Russia as the threat, but who's always been the threat? America and Israel. Now let's get another one. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 17. He that is soon angry dealeth foolishly, and a man of wicked devices is hated. Is that not Trump? Always throwing little temper tantrums, soon angry. And that ain't nothing but emotion. He's an emotional man. Edomites are an emotional people because it's all about you notice how easily they get offended when you threaten their comfort with truth and facts. Yeah, that's emotion. I mean, they just get in a little, I don't know what to call it. You bring out truth and facts, they want to murder you. That's all emotion based because a mature man or mature woman can accept facts and reality and truth for what it is. Only the wicked will paint their own delusions of what's real and what's not. Going back to Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. Woe to those that call evil good and good evil. So if you don't have a tight grasp on reality and truth, you are unfit to rule. You want to create your own alternate reality and try to talk other people into believing that alternate reality by lying on everybody. And you keep repeating that lie. Sooner or later, the dumb people are going to start to believe it. That's where you get the MAGA code. And now that that false reality that Trump and this whole government has been feeding them is not starting to look like what they say it is. That false reality doesn't exist. Only the true reality exists. And that truth is this government is wicked, this country is wicked, and they're about to go into captivity. So let's get some more scripts. Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, not where and who is he? Let's go to Second Ezra. Time it is. That's a lot. Maccabee. Okay, Second Ezra chapter 11, verse 39. Art not thou that it remaineth of the four beasts whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their time might come through them? These people are proud enough and delusional enough to destroy themselves, unfit to rule. You paint yourselves as being 100 years into the future, living on other planets and exploring space. A destructive people can't do that because a destructive people destroys everything in their path, says Isaiah chapter 59. So you can't create. No. All you do is destroy. That's what you were created to do. Destroy. You cannot create. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 59. This chapter is talking about, well, this section is talking about two-thirds Israelites, but you can apply this to Esau because this is where they get the wickedness from. Another factor that makes Esau unfit to rule is the fact that he doesn't uh, he doesn't deal justly. He'll lie on the innocent and then ignore the wickedness of his own people, unfit to rule. Isaiah chapter 59, verse 3. For your hands are defiled with blood, your fingers with iniquity, your lips have spoken lies, your tongue have muttered perverseness. None calleth for justice, nor any pleader for truth. They trust in vanity. Exactly. They trust in these prideful statements about America. They believe that shit. We got the most powerful military. We are the greatest country. Okay, why are you hated so much then if you the greatest? Why other nations hate this country and the Edomites that run it and Israelis as well? Why do the inhabitants of Babylon, aka America, hate this place if it's so great? Because it's not great. They lied to you and told you it was, and you believed it. That's what it means by they trust in vanity. That's why vanity is pretty much an abomination unto the Lord. That's up there with pride, which is number one on his list. Says Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16 and 17. But let's get back to this. They trust in vanity and speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity. Part of that mischief is getting ICE agents out here to pick fights with you. So when you respond, they're gonna call you the problem, and they're gonna self-justify themselves to lock you down and blame you for it. That's their plan. Verse 6, their webs shall not become garments, neither shall they cover themselves with iniquity. Their works are works of iniquity, and the act of violence is in their hands. Their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. What did this man was just cussing about? How ICE murdered two more innocent people that they weren't even looking for. And it's not a coincidence that they were of the northern kingdom. They were Israelites. Esau knows exactly what he's doing. All these, and ICE is not trained officers. Even trained officers are not trained officers. Even they run off emotion. So this lagoon squad Trump that put together, if the leader is emotional, the soldiers are emotional because you lead by example. So if Trump is a big baby, guess what these so-called ICE agents, these mass murderers are? Emotional. They don't give a damn about rule of law. All they give a damn about is how they feel towards you. They don't like you, they gonna show you. So what part of that is enforcing law? No, it's bringing forth wickedness under the guise of law. They're acting on their hatred towards you, their perpetual hatred. Verse 7, their feet run to evil and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity. Wasting and destruction are in their paths. Name one positive thing ICE has done. Exactly. Name one positive thing Trump has done. Exactly. Verse 8, the way of peace they know not, and there's no judgment in their goings. They have made them crooked paths. Whosoever goeth therein shall not know peace. That's why everybody has elected to just get away from Esau. You got videos trending talking about nobody trusts Edomites anymore. And they trying to act all shocked like they don't know why. Look at your history. That's why. And it ain't history based. Look at the shit you still do to this day. They're still finding dead Israelite bodies hanging from trees, drowned, dismembered. Look at Nolan Wells. They beat him just like Emmett Till and tried to lie about it. And then you got the caucasity to wonder why the other nations don't trust you, especially us. You people are delusional. I always want to play the victim when you get caught up in some shit. Let's keep rolling. Let's go to, let's see, Job. This is Job chapter 20, verse 5, or verse 4. Knowing thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short and the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment. Will his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach into the clouds? Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. And that's alliterated in another place. He gonna be chased away. Ain't nobody gonna want him around because he can't be trusted. That's why they ran him off into the wilderness the first time. The wild men who came out attacking Israelite castles. Job chapter 18. This is what the Lord finna do to him. We can start at, this is Job chapter 18. We can start at verse 7. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. His own people exposing him now. Other Edomites are exposing wicked Edomites, which they might not be Edomites because Edomites are not righteous. Verse 9, the spiritual Edomites. This is the difference I mean between uh, Edomites based on appearance and the real spiritual Israelites. I mean, Edomites, Salakia, because a person can look so-called white and be an Israelite. One of the characteristics of them being an Israelite, despite how they look, is their thirst for righteousness. But the spiritual Edomite, regardless of how they look, they are always pro-wicked. Verse 9, the jinn shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. Who's the firstborn of death? Lord Yahushua. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. Who's the king of terrors? Alashijah, Lord Yahushua. It shall dwell in his tabernacle because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. His root shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the streets. Listen to this. He shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. See, I think Esau kind of know that he's hated and these people about to get at his ass. That's why they start building bunkers years ago. Because they know they're finna do some shit, some fuckboy shit to piss people off. Verse 19, he shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining of his dwellings. That means the Edomite male is about to be cut off after your 1,000 years of captivity. Verse 20, they that come after him shall be astonished at his day, and they that went before were frightened. Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not Yahweh. Exactly. Esau trying to be the father, the son. But he ain't nothing but a demon, created to be wicked. Yet he tried to paint himself as being righteous with the unjust law system. The The same lies he spewed about this is a Christian God-fearing nation, but you go above and beyond the call of duty of wickedness to murder the Lord's people, but you're Christian God-fear. The Lord is going to tear y'all asses up. And the world can't wait because the world tired of Edom and all the fuck shit they do. Proverbs chapter 21. We start at verse 4. A high look and a proud heart, and the plowing of the wicked is sin. Verse 7, the robbery of the wicked shall destroy them because they refuse to do judgment. They weren't created to be judges. They were created to be the wicked. Now, one of their tactics is they perform wickedness under the guise of law. Because right now, Esau's law, they weren't created to be righteous judges. They were created to be the wicked. So what they do is they take this thing called law and they make it biased towards them. I mean, towards us, against us, rather. But they say it's the law, so you can't blame them personally. I'm not doing it. It's the law. Well, who wrote the law? You did. So yeah, it's you. Because the law has such a wide gray area. You got cops now freestyling laws that don't even exist just so they can be justified to arrest you. You got lawmakers freestyling laws that don't even exist because they're trying to convince you that it's a law. It's not. Executive orders are not laws. Mandates are not laws. But the way they package it and present it to you to make you think that it's a law and you got to do it. No, you don't. So that big wide gray area wherein they're able to enforce, ignore, bend, and break laws, there's no such thing as law. This is wickedness under the guise of law. Look at your court system. Look at your unjust system right now. What's going on with Nolan Wells? What's going on with my man Carmelo Anthony? No, they're trying to cover up the wickedness of their people because they were not created to be judges. These are emotional decisions they are making. So where does the law fit in any of this? It doesn't. They're doing it under the guise of law. Let's keep rolling. We're going to get a few more and close. Go to Psalms chapter 55. Verse 20. Oh, we already got these. Never mind. Well, we can get them again since we're here. Verse 20, he had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He has broken his covenant. That's one of the main reasons why nobody trusts you. Look how many times the ceasefire was back on, now it's off, now it's on, now it's off. He broke his covenant. He broke over 500 with the Indians alone. And to this day, this man can't keep his word. And then you got the caucasity to wonder why we don't trust Edom. Well, stop. Stop playing stupid. You know why? Proverbs chapter 26. That ain't it. Oh, yeah, this is the perfect one. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 13, verse 23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. We know that's not possible. So the Lord is basically saying in this scripture, the wicked cannot do good. Yeah, they might put on a performance, but there's always something wicked brewing in the background that you can trust. Sirach chapter 12, verse 10, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusted so is his wickedness. And now you got more videos of Edomites coming out saying why black people don't trust them, because the scriptures say never trust thine enemy. For like his iron rusted, so is his wickedness. This man ain't getting better, he getting worse because of Revelation chapter 12. Let's get that. See, Esau don't know how to feel right now because he's never been in this situation before. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Esau knows that when the Israelites wake up, he goes into captivity. So he's very emotional. He's just in a big ass ball of emotion right now. So it would behoove you Israelites to stay away from this man as much as possible, because he's impulsive, unpredictable, dangerous, desperate, and emotional, reckless. You know, the Lord casting him into his hell mentally, spiritually first, before the physical captivity comes. That's how he breaks you down. All right, let's go to Obadiah. We can go ahead and close. Chapter 1, verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? This is where this man pride lies. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. Verse 9, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Why, Lord? Verse 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Now, whenever the Bible resorts to Jacob, it's talking about Israelites, northern and southern kingdom. Sometimes it's talking about exclusively Jacob, but in this scripture, it's talking about the whole nation of Israel. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Verse 15, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink. Yeah, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down. They shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. Everything you stole, you about to run that. Verse 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. There shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. So yeah, it's all in the Lord's time. You going into captivity at a certain time, you're gonna be rounded up and exterminated at a certain time when the Lord sees fit. And that time is swiftly approaching. So you Edomites out there, it's like the elder say, live it up, do you. Go rape, rob, murder, and lie about it like you always been doing. Because your judgment is set in stone. It's not going to change. So the Lord then put it on a lot of you Edomite spirit to earn your judgment, and that's exactly what you're doing. Call Halayim La Lahaya Now Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai Hamashiach Wa Malakia by Hashem Harawat Kakodash Rakatham Ababa Wa Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.